Hey guys, this is EG Demuslim, and this is Protoss brought to you by Razer Academy. Today we'll be looking at TVP in a little bit of detail, so I'm going to go through it, how to do the build order, how to play aggressive, and we'll get right on into the game. Okay, so in this game, I am EG Demuslim, spawning as the blue Terran on the right side of Newkirk Precinct, and I am against Zeth, the red Protoss. Initially, I'll speed up the replay just a little bit. One of the first things I will say though, stacking your SCVs on the closest mineral patches is very, very important. Not only, in fact, the only reason you do this is because of the shorter travel distance to the command center from the mineral patch. So if you are here to here, the distance is that much more than from here to here, meaning the travel distance, or the time spent traveling for your SCV with a mineral, is much, much, much less, and to and fro the mineral patch. So you will get more minerals if you do stack on the closest mineral patches. So that's one of the first tips I'm going to give. And if you do feel that you have time to spend at the start of the game, I do recommend just doing that. Other things that you can do, you'll see a lot of players spamming their mouse such as this. One of the reasons is they just want to get warmed up, but also just getting used to your new PC or whatever PC that you're using. Also, if you are a top left to bottom right selector, try selecting from the other side a little bit, because let's say your mouse is over here and you want to select a unit over here. That is very easy to do if you are constantly performing that action. But if the other way is around, so if you're over here and you want to click that mineral patch, just a big example, it's much harder to do. Anyhow, we are performing a wall, or constructing a wall even. Very simple to do. One spot here, and a large building here, or another depot. Either way, let's see what we actually do this game. So, rallying SCVs onto the mineral field. We're actually going for a CC first. As you can tell, there is no barracks in production, and we are stacking up our SCVs here quite simply. Making sure that our SCVs are stacking and not running around aimlessly. At 300 minerals, that's when we send our SCV over to this spot. It's same with hatcheries. If you have 200 minerals, you pretty much spend 100 minerals travel time to get to the spot, so by the time our SCV gets here, it is pretty much well in time, and you can pop it down ASAP. Instantly, we put down, in fact, I'm going to go scout with that guy. I haven't seen this replay in a little while. So we go scout with the first SCV, around 15 supply. We put up an extra barracks. We're going to put up a second barracks too. This is just for safety reasons. Against Protoss, he can march at you with Zealot, a Stalker, and a Mothership Core later on. And the combo of all three can deal a lot of damage very early on, so you do not want that to happen. As soon as this barracks is done, we get the orbital command and the game goes on. Eventually we would like to get a third barracks after this barracks is done, meaning SCV production will be wild and we can deal with anything that is thrown at us. So here in his base, he has got a Stargate, but we obviously cannot see that as the Terran player. We'll actually check what we can see, so not a fact lot at all. So the replay is going at 4 times speed now, so we are skipping by the most hectic part of the game. Or at least hectic park even. So what do we have here? We've got a bunker full of Marines at the front, guarding our natural. It's pretty much the only ground way into our base. In fact, it is the only ground way into our base. But as a Protoss, he has multiple other attack choices, such as Oracles, which can attack anywhere. Mothership Core requires 3 Marines to deal with. An Oracle requires 6 Marines. So we want to keep these guys pretty much defending our main base, as these guys, if needs be, we can pull these guys off minerals and run over to the bunker. We don't want to unload the bunker and run over to the mineral line necessarily, because 4 Marines cannot deal with a full health, full shield Oracle. So keep those things in mind when you are playing. So these Marines, they're going to be hanging out in our main base. Maybe just putting them in our mineral field would be the best option. So here the Oracle does come, just pick off and just a single SCV. So we actually deal with that pretty damn well. And given what I told you earlier, it can't deal with a full health Oracle, full shield Oracle, but they can deal with one that is definitely moderately damaged. So here, Harvester-wise, we're even with a Protoss, which, for a Terran player, that is actually pretty darn swell. Protoss technically wants to be, for every orbital that you have, 4 or 5 SCVs ahead, so at this point in time, he'd love to be at a nice, clean 44 probes, but he is not. We have a Phoenix kind of flying through our base here, but can't really do much, and we do discover that it is, in fact, real. Took 2 volleys from those 4 Marines, so it's kind of oh dear, he is actually sticking with this air combo, so why would you make Phoenix? Well, you never want to make one Phoenix alone, and as I look at this whole map, we'll see what's going on. So we only have 1 Phoenix on the field thus far. In fact, 2 Phoenix, so I was right with that. But what can you say like a real Phoenix indicates? Well, Phoenix openings usually indicate that you're going to go Colossi Phoenix, meaning the Vikings have to like single target the Colossi down, and Phoenix act as a buffer, but also a destroyer of the Vikings, so the complete counter build to the normal style where you just attack move with Vikings and bio. So that's one thing we're going to have to take into account in this game. Here we have 3 barracks, 2 tech labs, and a reactor, very, very standard. Starport going down, 3rd CC starting early too. Terran always wants to be ahead in bases of Protoss, always, because later on, his army doesn't really, or in fact, that is true that later on his army doesn't really trade as cost efficiently, if it is in even numbers, given Storm and Colossi are very, well, much easier to control, but also just more devastating, it seems, within how much damage they can dish out and how fast they can do it. But Terran has the ability to float over buildings and such, and around the 10-minute mark, which is now, my army's just, it's decent, it's mobile, it's strong, it's going to be like putting on the aggression, even though it can't really deal damage necessarily if it runs head-on into the Protoss army, especially with Planetary Nexus available, Photon Overcharge. But here we just send in a Marine rather than a scan. We get to see that he is going for Colossi, and we did see the Phoenix earlier too, so we get which army he's going for. Over in our base, how we adapted to the situation. We have 4th and 5th barracks on the way, Tech Lab and Reactor. That's solid, so 3 Marauders and 4 Marines will be produced at a time, and 4 Vikings at a time, hopefully. Floated over our 3rd base and putting up the extra refineries, because we will need gas, and a lot of it. Also producing the armory, the engineering bay, everything's going smooth. Harvester-wise, 58 to 44. He is going to all-in me. And he is going to all-in me hard, so he's got 16 harvesters on each mineral field, and also, in fact, he's missing one there, which is maybe a little bit of a blunder, but not the biggest deal. It just means that he might have a bit less gas than he actually wanted. Either way, he's going to start chasing us across the map, and this is a significant all-in that he's performing. So these fights will start happening, and this is where I'm going to start slowing things down. So initially, in fact, I'll rewind that just a tad, just a smidgen, to see how we actually handled this fight. So putting it on normal speed. In fact, game type speed, so faster. So he is hunting us down. And we do notice that his army isn't the scariest thing in the world, so we do get a split beforehand, and we do start picking off Stalkers straight away, which is very, very significant, because we don't want our Vikings to die any faster than they already are, and they are going to die faster than these Phoenix. So we initially pick off a few Stalkers when we can. We do see that these force fields are very good, and he is going to pick us off, because these Colossi are made to deal with bio, which is exactly what we have. So how do we do this? We actually fly over a few medevacs. So what I did here, I clicked with these medevacs, and then I shift-clicked back behind, and as soon as my medevacs were over my bio, that is when I clicked with my bio just to right-click into the medevac. So you'll see this in normal speed right now, bam bam, and it's all very simple and easy. That is one tip I can give at this point in the game. Then we're just unloading and running away, trying not to lose anything. We do actually have better upgrades than our Protoss opponent, which makes things a little bit easier. But either way, we're just running back across the map. He is hunting us down, and we are the mouse, and he is definitely the cat. Warping in tons of units here. A couple more sentries. I guess he just wants force fields at this point, though. Probably not the best choice. Here, we do know he is all-inning us for sure. He's not got a 3rd base down, so we do start pulling SCVs. We kill the Oracle straight away. His Phoenix are dealing with our Vikings very, very simplistically, and this is where we're in trouble. We're in definite trouble here. We have 1-0 bio. We have to pull all our SCVs, and then we do start doing that. And with these Colossus, their units are mixed up. So these SCVs that rush in, you kind of think, well, what are they going to do? They do 0 damage. The main thing that they do, though, is they tank fire. They are cannon fodder. So if these Colossus can shoot anything but our bio, then that is a game won. As you can see, harvest count, we have lost a significant amount, but he is just sticking at 45. So any kind of fight where we can just keep our bio alive from this deadly, deadly force, that is definitely worthwhile. So these SCVs do run in, and I'll put it on normal speed. So the Marines are actually shooting the Vikings, the Phoenix over here, the Marauders focusing down the Colossi, and we do actually clean up this army pretty darn efficiently. Our SCVs go back to mining. We're on similar, in fact, exactly the same harvest count, but for a Terran, that is so worthwhile, as we are dropping mules and we will be ahead in income relatively soon. So multiple Colossi still on the field, Vikings still in production, but all the Phoenix are dead due to our control clicking the Marines and then focus firing down the Phoenix one by one. When you are given a situation where it's just Marines against a Phoenix, you definitely want to hold position and just deal with them. So here he is trying to deal with my third base, and he is doing so. These mules do escape by the skin of their teeth and go back to mining. Here our army is looking much, much healthier. 1-1 upgrades, multiple Stalkers join the frame. Here we just stim as the Stalkers are fighting our bio one-on-one. Our third base is rather low, but we have Vikings in the fray. We have a lot of bio, and his army doesn't look half as scary as it once did with the with the Phoenix and stuff on the field, and no GG is called, but we got to deal with his army rather sufficiently. Hey guys, this is Pro Tips brought to you by Razer Academy. I am EG Demuslim. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey guys, this is EG Demuslim, and this is Pro Tips brought to you by Razer Academy. Today we'll be looking at TVP in a little bit of detail, so I'm going to go through it, how to do the build order, how to play aggressive, and we'll get right on into the game. Hello, so we're starting this game with EG Demuslim. That is me swarming as the Red Terran in the southwest. Wow, I had to do the never eat shredded wheat right there to find out which way was east and west of